Welcome back to AI Podcast, everyone. It's our 50th episode. Can you believe it? We're so glad you're all still here with us.
Yeah.
To celebrate this milestone, we are doing a deep dive into a company that's really shaking things up. Landing AI. They're using AI to change how industries see, literally. And to help us unpack all of this, we've got our AI expert back with us.
Glad to be back.
Landing AI. They're all about visual inspection, right? I mean, it might sound kind of boring at first, but when you really think about what they can do, pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And it really shows how smart the founder of Landing AI is. Andrew Ng, he's like a legend in AI. He co-founded Google Brain, was chief scientist at Baidu, even started Coursera. But the really cool thing is he wants to bring AI to industries that haven't really used tech that much before.
That's a good point. You always think of AI as like a Silicon Valley thing. But Landing AI shows it can be used everywhere.
Exactly. They work with manufacturers, healthcare, agriculture, even consumer goods companies. And what all these have in common is they rely on visual inspection. It's a super important part of what they do. But the old ways of doing it have some serious problems.
Okay, so tell me more about that. What makes the old ways of visual inspection so bad?
Well, for one thing, it depends a lot on people to do the inspecting. And humans, we're good at some things, but we're not perfect. We get tired, we're not always consistent, and we make mistakes, especially when we have to look at tons of things or look for really tiny details.
Totally. I can't even fold a fitted sheet right, let alone spot a microscopic defect on a circuit board.
Exactly. And those little inconsistencies can cause big problems for businesses, like quality control problems, product recalls, wasted stuff, even safety issues.
So how does Landing AI fix these problems? They use software, right?
Right. Their main product is called LandingLens. It's a software platform that uses AI to make visual inspection automatic and smooth. It's powerful, but it's also designed to be easy to use, so businesses don't need a whole team of AI experts to use it.
That's really important, making this kind of technology available to everyone.
Definitely. And what's even more impressive is how they train their AI models. They've found a way to get really good accuracy with a surprisingly small amount of data.
Wait, small data. How small are we talking?
Talking like 50 images small. This is a game changer for businesses that don't have huge amounts of data. They can still use the power of AI without having to spend a ton of money collecting data.
Okay, I'm starting to get why Landing AI is such a big deal. They're solving a real problem with a solution that's powerful and practical. But can you give me some real-world examples of how this is actually working?
Sure. Let's take the automotive industry, for example. Landing AI worked with a car manufacturer to make their paint job inspection better. Their AI system reduced inspection time by a crazy 60%, and at the same time, made defect detection 40% more accurate.
Whoa, those are some serious numbers. I bet that saves the manufacturer a ton of money.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just about saving money, it's about making better cars, reducing waste, and giving customers a better product in the end.
So it's a win-win for everyone. What other industries are getting these kinds of results?
Well, in the electronics industry, they helped a company spot soldering defects on circuit boards. With a model trained on just 100 images, this reduced downtime a lot and made sure their products were reliable.
Just 100 images. It's hard to believe that's enough to train a good AI model. I guess that's where Landing AI's expertise comes in.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. They've also made a big impact in medical device manufacturing. They worked with a company that makes surgical tools to make sure each tool meets really strict quality standards. This has helped reduce recalls. And most importantly, it's improved patient safety.
Wow, so they're literally helping to save lives with this technology. That's incredible. What other examples can you think of?
Let's see. In the food and beverage industry, they're helping companies find damaged or improperly sealed packages. This reduces waste, saves money, and keeps customers happy. And in semiconductor manufacturing, they're making it possible for chip manufacturers to find microscopic defects on wafers. With incredible accuracy, this increases yields, reduces material costs, and leads to better, more efficient chips.
It seems like Landing AIs everywhere. They're really doing a lot. This reminds me of something we talked about before, Meta's SAM2 platform. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. There are some interesting similarities, but also some key differences worth talking about.
Okay, let's get into that comparison. What are the main differences between Landing AI and SAM2?
Well, the first thing is Landing AI is really focused on just industrial visual inspection. That's their main thing, what they're experts in. SAM2 is more of a general AI platform. It can do a lot more different things.
So it's like a specialist versus a general doctor. Landing AI is the one you go to for anything about visual inspection.
Right. And that focus on one thing shows in who they're targeting, too. Landing AI works with manufacturers and industrial businesses, while SAM2 works with developers, researchers, and companies that need a more flexible AI tool.
What about how easy they are to use? We talked about how user-friendly LandingLens is. Is SAM2 the same?
Not really. LandingLens is made for people who aren't experts. SAM2 definitely needs you to know more technical stuff.
So if a business just needs a simple solution for visual inspection, Landing AI is probably the better choice.
Yeah. Another big difference is how they're deployed and scaled. Landing AI focuses on putting them right on devices in the factory, so they can make decisions in real time. SAM2 is more about cloud-based solutions, which have their own good and bad points.
Okay, so both platforms use AI, but they're for different things, different people, and have different strengths. It sounds like Landing AI is really making a place for itself in this area. But what about the future? What's next for Landing AI?
They've got big plans. They want to expand into new industries like agriculture and healthcare, which makes sense with their low data AI expertise. They're also putting a lot of money into research and development to stay ahead of everyone else, and they're trying to grow globally.
Sounds like they're doing great.
Hmm.
But are there any challenges they need to be careful of?
Of course, there's always competition, especially from big AI companies with lots of money. They'll also have to deal with different regulations in different industries and countries, which can be a pain. And they need to make sure their solutions are affordable, especially for smaller businesses. AI can be expensive, and they need to find ways to make it available to more companies.
So it sounds like Landing AI has a bright future, but it's not going to be easy. It'll be interesting to see how they grow and keep pushing the limits of AI.
Yeah, I agree.
It's also worth pointing out that Landing AI's timing is perfect.
Oh, how so?
Well, think about what's happening now. We're in a huge industrial change, driven by automation and what they're calling Industry 4.0.
Right, with robots, smart factories, all that stuff.
Exactly. And as manufacturing becomes more automated, the need for good, efficient, accurate visual inspection is becoming more and more important. Humans just can't keep up with how fast and precise things need to be.
So, Landing AI is in the perfect spot to meet that demand. They're offering the tools industries need to succeed in this new world of manufacturing.
Exactly. And their deep knowledge of AI, combined with their understanding of the problems specific to each industry, gives them a real advantage.
Yeah, it's like they speak the language of both AI and manufacturing, which is rare.
This is all so interesting. I'm really starting to see how big what Landing AI is doing is. It's not just about cool technology, it's about actually changing how industries work.
That's a great way to put it. They're helping businesses be more efficient, more productive, and in the end, more successful. And they're doing it in a way that's easy to use and understand, which is really important if they want lots of companies to use it.
Totally. By making AI easier to get into, they're opening up a world of possibilities for businesses of all sizes. But what does this all mean for the average person? How does what Landing AI does affect our daily lives?
That's a good question. Landing AI might seem like they're working behind the scenes, but what they do has a big impact. For one thing, it means better quality products.
Because of the better quality control.
Exactly. By reducing defects and making sure things are consistent, Landing AI is helping manufacturers make better products, and that means a better experience for consumers, less stuff breaking, things being more reliable, just overall better quality.
It's funny to think that something as complicated as AI is leading to something as simple as a better toaster or a safer car. But it makes sense when you think about it.
It does. And there's also the possibility of lower prices. If companies are more efficient, they can pass those savings on to the people buying their products.
That's always good. But what about jobs? I know some people worry that AI is going to make a lot of people lose their jobs.
That's a valid concern. But it's important to remember that AI isn't about replacing humans altogether. It's about helping us.
So working with AI, not being replaced by it.
Right. Landing AI's technology is freeing people from doing the same tasks over and over so they can focus on more complicated and creative work. It's not really about losing jobs. It's about jobs changing. The way we work is changing, and AI is part of that. But ultimately, it's about creating new opportunities and making people better at what they do.
This is all so insightful. It's clear that Landing AI is at the forefront of a major technological change, and its impact is going to be felt everywhere.
I agree completely. They're a company to keep an eye on. I'm excited to see what they do next.
Okay, so we've covered a lot about Landing AI, their mission, the tech behind LandingLens, and how it's making a difference in the real world across lots of different industries. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something to think about. We talked about how Landing AI uses AI to inspect all sorts of things, from car parts to circuit boards, even surgical tools. But what if we could use this tech in our own lives?
Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
Imagine AI that could check your home for dangers, like bad wiring or leaks.
Yeah, that would be amazing. It could totally change how we keep our homes safe and maintained.
Right. Or AI that could analyze your food to make sure it's fresh and safe to eat, or even help you pick the perfect avocado at the store.
The possibilities are pretty much endless.
As AI keeps getting better, we'll probably see these kinds of things become more and more common. And that brings up some interesting questions, like how comfortable are we with AI being so involved in our personal lives?
Exactly. What does it mean for our privacy and data security? And how do we make sure this tech is used in a responsible and ethical way?
These are really important things to think about as AI becomes a bigger part of our world. But for now, I think it's safe to say Landing AI is doing some truly amazing things,
hmm
and they're only going to get bigger and more impactful in the future.
I totally agree. They're definitely a company to keep an eye on.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Landing AI. It's a company that's really pushing the limits of what AI can do. And we're excited to see what they come up with in Nest. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of AI Podcast. We'll be exploring another fascinating development in the world of AI. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep asking questions. And as always, thanks for listening.